Not be scared of being yourself. That's the whole idea. So, I have a couple minutes, but also I want to give people an idea of how my brain works. And then also you gotta let people in the internet smell what's going on. I don't know. I don't think that works. That is fucking tasty. That's really good. Yeah, I'm gonna take a couple of hits. I'll lay back and I've just done a video for like 2 hours, so I'm gonna, I came up with some good ideas. I came up with an idea that, what did I think of? American benevolence around the world is like a religion. Because it's not factually accurate. It's not supported by the historic record. So we've done a lot of shit around the world, and like we were talking about earlier, like the Iraq War is not defensible unless you're American. So it starts to function like a religion. Like when someone's like, you're like proving that God exists. And you're like, it's not, I can't prove to you, you just have to believe. That's what they resort to when people defend the American Empire. You can't resort to facts, you have to resort to beliefs. So they say American interests and America this and that, but it's facts so divorced from reality, it starts to become a religion. And when you frame it that way, it makes it a lot easier to deal with people like that. Because now you treat them like religious fanatics instead of fucking... Because when you talk to them like we're arguing facts, I'm talking about a historical record, and they have no ground to stand on, and they just talk themselves in circles. But once you start to treat them like religious fanatics, you're like, all right, I understand that. You just have beliefs that are held that you can't question. American fucking benevolence. Every time we use our power, it's always benevolent. We never do any wrong. And our interests are always American interests when they're not the corporate interests. Like our wives, our countries of war. Our fucking infant mortality is like 20th in the world. So, you know, we didn't invade Iraq in order to improve our infant mortality. That's not American interest. And then, once you start calling it a religion, we call it priesthood. So we don't have politicians. We have priests. We have political priesthood. And now you can tie it into earlier hierarchies in history. Now you can go to the Roman Empire, and you can look at their political priesthood. You know, Julius Caesar was lined up by birth to join the priesthood. So now you start recognizing all throughout history, you've always had politics and religion combined. In America, we just don't call it religion, but it's the same fucking power structures. We have people who hold beliefs to the point of religion so they can be fanatics, so they can just enforce themselves from logic. And that's the only way they're able to achieve violence on such a great scale. Because otherwise, their humanity would come out, right? It would stop them from being such assholes. But once you have a religion that ultimately speaks, well, all sorts of violence can be done in the name of religion. And the most violent religion in human history is going to end up being Americanism, I guess. So far, right? If you look at Americanism as a religion, now you can give to it all of the crimes and genocides, and now you can actually assign it a proper place in history, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a political theory which gives America the proper place in history. And not as like, I hate America, it's just like, I want to survive. If you don't start reclaiming the truth, you'll fucking die of like psychotic episodes, right? That's what our country's in. All our school shootings and shit, what do you think that is? Our cultural fabric is disintegrating under our lives. The burden of our hypocrisy is becoming too strong for our social consciousness. And you start to see, like, they call it the canary in the mine shaft. You send a canary down the mine, and if the canary dies, all the miners have to get out. Because that means that there's gas in the mine. Canaries breathe faster than humans. They die first. So you send the canary down with the people. If the bird dies, get the fuck out, because there's gas that killed the bird. Isn't that what's happening with our school shootings? There's gas that's killing our birds. The little kids are the birds. The most vulnerable among us. Suicidals. Why are they choosing to shoot the rest of us? Why is there so internal hatred against our own people? What type of country does that happen? No other country that happens except America. As I wrote that down somewhere. How can it not be culture? There's other countries with as much guns as us. There's other countries with less. I keep pointing to Australia. Australia took away all the guns after this happened. But there's countries with as much guns as us who don't do this. I'd have to look it up. I know I've looked at those results. Venezuela has tons of guns. I mean, they have poverty, but it's cultural. The only difference between our nation and other nations is American culture. And American culture is causing the weakest among us to fucking not only suicide, but like, imagine that choice. You're so sad you're going to kill yourself, right? I'm so sad I'm going to jump off this building. Kill myself. But then to decide, I'm so sad I'm going to jump off this building, kill myself, and aim for someone else. Try to land on something. That's a different jump, right? I'm not only sad now, I'm angry at the world. Why are there so many people so angry at the rest of us? For a bad problem. Think about you're suicidal, you're sad, and you feel bad about your family and your society. Society has to be implicated in this. It's not just family, it's not just athletes. These people are vetoing society. Every mass shooting in America is a veto button by that one kid saying this whole fucking system is fucked up, right? Because that's a veto against school, against government, against police, against his own life, of course. And it's only young men too. That's why I care so much about men. Because girls are ashamed of the schools. We have a problem of maladjusted males in American society, and then they're not gonna look at the fucking culture. That's all from like my own life, my church, and politics, trying to combine it all. But like, it sounds like the truth, doesn't it? I mean, you tell me, what's the difference? What's something I'm not catching on? That's why I'm going to meditate while I smoke. You smoke, and now that my central intelligence has all the ideas and the will, but then smoking opens up all the side, and then you get ideas you want to think of because your mind's like kind of wandering. You're letting your kid out the fucking play. You might be on a central task where you can't afford to let your mind wander. Sometimes when like you have something to do, you don't want to smoke because you will get distracted, and you will. So that's why I smoke. Like I just did my video. This is my treat. If I smoked before the video, I would be a lot more scattered. But I was really fucking. I wrote pages and notes. But that was my best one. That was the end. My new concepts I got were like the religion of American benevolence and political priesthood. It's a metaphor I'm going to run with it really well. And sometimes when you feel like you found the truth, you know you found the truth because you found peace. Like, check this out. This is Abraham Lincoln fighting the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Still, right? But yeah, no. I worked myself up by shouting at the microphone because this is one of the hardest arguments I have to make. This fucking bitch right here, she wrote a book that's like 19-hour audiobook, and I've been listening to it, and I'm almost done in like 17 out of 19 hours. But there's so much bullshit that like when I'm working out, I have to stop working out and be like, and write some notes about like, all right, I'm going to talk about that. So it's like, it's a lot of work mentally. Like you get tired, but that's what I like to do. That's why I know I'm going to get paid for this, because like I put in a lot of fucking mental work building my arguments, and now I have to articulate them. Because if you do all that work, but you don't end up with something fucking worth hearing, you can't blame it on other people. It's like if I work all my life as an artist, I don't make any good songs. It's not their fault, it's my fault. It's like now's my life. I'm trying to wrap it all up in a fucking tape. I like that last little bit. Yeah. I've been doing this last couple months trying to wrap it all up. That's like I was saying right here, monetize the truth. That's all I did. It's like if I could get it really tight, it'll be worth a lot of money. And then I can fucking maybe do this for a living, and then I'd be a little bit happy. Because like real estate was cool, but like politics is my shit. Because I was in the military too. I'll give you my autobiography. I have an autobiography I wrote from it. I'll give you a link. It takes a couple hours to read. But it has videos and pictures. That's what I'm working on. That's the first project I'm trying to sell. If I sell that, that makes me money to do everything else. Then I can do this for like a year right there. So that's a big idea. But in order to sell that, I need videos. I need media to fucking promote. So that's what I've been doing the last couple of years. And then like if I'm going to do that, I want to explain myself. I can get drugs and get mushrooms and this. So it's like a lot of stuff I'm doing, and then I want to like take all this media and try to wrap it up into a package or website. But it's tough because like later on you'll have producers, you'll have editors, you'll have people to help you. When you start a business, you have to do everything yourself first. So it's like the entrepreneur path. You can't complain. Like if you want to own it, you got to know how to do it. So everyone you hire, you might not do the job better than them because you hire good people. You have to understand their job. You have to like try to solve that problem. At least I like it. So yeah, so I hate the fucking. I don't hate it, but the media stuff is hard. Cutting out media. It spends 4 or 8 hours to cut down 1 hour. That's what I'm doing. I like the audiobooks. I like listening to the shit. And I like this really nice one. This is a really heavy. This is my first time smoking this drink. So like I notice weed feels different once you have this one's like the forehead. It's very fragile. Some of them are like really in your jaws, or you can feel it all over your body. And you know it's funny, once you start making a framework for how you get high, like maybe it's not mine, maybe you say, all right, Shaz, it's not that my intelligence is focused and then you open up the periphery, it's that maybe it gives me another sense. It's like I have like my vision, my hearing, it's just another sense, it's another little experience. Exactly, and maybe that's why I feel it in the forehead. Exactly. let's go. But whatever your framework, that's it. This is one like the first truths, and I guess I started building on this. Unity of thought, word, action. So the unity of what you think is what you do and what you say. If you do that, you empower yourself more than anyone else, more than most people. So that's how like Donald Trump can be an asshole but still be a powerful person in the world. Because he really thinks what he is, what he says, what he does. Well, that's why he's such a fool, because he's really a foolish man at his core. And so that's why he's kind of endearing too. He's like a comic book, like he's just a child, he's just a man child. But that's why he's able to move faster than other people out in the movie, and as soon as you throw bullshit at him, he fucking distances himself, because he knows who he is. He doesn't care for them Melania or whoever leaves it. He knew it was a dirtbag, and he just found out he was like chilling out of place. I think that's like news to her. It sounds like she might have not known that. But like, he's not going to care for this type of role. He'll get another. Now he'll turn that into a fucking reality show, dating the president. I mean, like, not to talk too much about him, but so really like, that's to say that if I have an idea and you don't agree with the idea, you don't have to agree with that idea. Agree with concepts behind it, because concepts behind it are what empower me in my life. It's not that my idea is correct, it's that I believe in it, and then I try to vocalize it and articulate it best I can to share it with others, and I try to live it. And I think that's the whole point of life, is we all, if you live your personal philosophy. I think did I tell you that earlier? Then I tell you mine, you tell me yours. I take from yours, you take from mine. That's how we create shared truth. And that's the definition of shared truth, reality. Democracy is just a fucking metaphor for a shared truth that we all choose to share over certain contexts, in this case like geography and culture. And then some people try to change up those contexts. It's just, you don't have to realize that like all of these are ideas, other than what's physically around you, other than what like, it's just an idea that there's anyone outside this world, or there's anything outside this world, right? So we're constantly just opening up the world around us based off of what we know breathe. So it's okay to be a little bit crazy and just be like, hey. And then some people believe that if you believe that way, like all thought is possible, and if you just let yourself go, that you will have no morality and that anything can happen to you in violence. But you just have to have responsibility for your thoughts. If that came from you, that didn't come from me. That came from. So if you feel, if you're afraid that you will become violent without control, maybe you should start addressing that. Because at one point in your life, you might not have control over yourself. And what, you're just going to allow yourself to become violent? No, you have to, you start from your own domain, and you try to master it, but then you try to master it. Anyways, so I thought about those ideas, and what I feel about the context into which I was born, which is a political truth. And then I was like, no, I'm going to apply myself to it, because you want to help people, right? It's keeping not to. I want to be a hypocrite. Many times in my life, and other people are offered times to fucking forsake your values for the structure which can be comfortable, and you forsaken yours. I mean, you forsaken the structure. The structure offered it to you, and you say, I don't want that job. That's not who I am. You have the courage to imagine an alternative in which. Yeah, this is about to be. You have the courage to imagine an alternative in which you could reclaim your dignity, but also have a pretty good life. You're like, no, I'm going to be comfortable, but I'm also going to have the dignity of my values without sacrifice. And that's just a natural fucking design. But the world, the whole point of the systems around you are made to steal that from you, it seems like. It's a really interesting thing. And once you acknowledge that, then you acknowledge where the game is, and then where your effort needs to go, then everything aligns. And you're like, I'm finding all these friends, because I'm finding all the people on my side, and I'm recognizing all the assholes, who I'm not worried about them, fear them. I don't even really care, because now I know where they are, and I know how to avoid them. Because you know that their side is one of fucking fear. That's where the damage is. That's what we're trying to heal. It's not a war. We're not fighting each other. We're actually actively trying to find and heal the other side. And that's why you always have to end with compassion. You always have to be like, once you're good, you have no more anger in your heart. Once you're good, you just want to continue being there. And the only reason I bring my energy out is because people encroach upon my good. And that's why I always bring it back to I joined the army. It's like, don't fucking lie to me. Join the army. That's a very dangerous thing to do in America. It's very silly for you to allow me at 18 years old to go to possible war under false pretenses. You don't do that shit. That's like a girl who puts holes in her boyfriend's condom because she wants him to fucking have a baby with her. Yeah, she thinks her intentions are good. We're going to be a good family. America's like, no, it's good. We're going to take care of the world. It's like, no, dude. It's not your decision to make. Give me the facts and let me decide if America's worth defending. You hide the facts from me because you're afraid you wouldn't be worth defending if your citizens actually fucking knew your real record. Well, you'd have to improve, and that's the whole point. That's only defensive asshole. Is they just don't want to fucking get that. We're tired of the bullshit. So we're just gonna fucking younger people who have access to more tools and information, and we're just gonna start solving these problems and ignoring all the bullshit. Like starting a political party. I'm not gonna fuck with the Democrats or Republicans. I just take my anger out on them. We're just gonna create a political party, spread it around the fucking country, do our own politicians start somehow. It'll be interesting. I was thinking we'll have like mostly parties. So our political party will have like get-togethers and shit, so people can like hang out. That's how you're gonna get to know people in your neighborhood. Where's the fucking party? They didn't call it. Make it a party, a political party. Like a decent mushroom. Because in the end, you have to get people there. If they're not fucking, they're not following you. So how are the people going to meet up with the same values who are attracted to each other? It's like, you don't want to fucking, then you don't want to date an asshole. And so that's when you make a political party of fucking awesome people. And they create a culture. And the culture involves not just sexual, artistic relationships, economic relationships. And then before you know it, you have a society. And before you know it, you fucking, and that's what they call prefigurative politics. Whatever course of action you take, have it exemplify your values. And now you're no longer fighting against something, you're creating some alternative. People always have to do it as a dichotomy. We're not running for president, we're not running for political office, we're just trying to have a good party. Just trying to have a good time. So fuck it. If we win, we win, great. But if we don't, we're not going to be unhappy. We're going to be chilling. But that comes from fucking putting yourself out there, and then other people are like, alright, yeah, there are fucking normal, rational people. And that's what you guys verify from every cool hospital that comes in. Verifies that, yeah,